Hey there, my name is Francisco, and in this video I want to show you how I transformed my guitar into a piano. This video is actually about sampling. Let's learn the basics of sampling. Sampling is a technique that allows you to take tiny fragments of sound, and these fragments of sound, we will call them samples. We will record them, and then our piano, which is not actually a piano, is a keyboard, is just like the play button of a record player. But in this case, instead of playing music, it plays sounds. Let's say I record the E string, and that note I can assign it to a key in the piano, which is very useful, because then with my piano I can play the same note I'm playing in my guitar. How did I record my guitar? I'm using the iRig Stage microphone. This microphone will go to this tiny device, and this tiny device will then connect to my audio interface. There are, however, some tricky subtleties that we have to take into account when sampling. Luckily, we don't have to record every single note. Samplers are intelligent, and if you record one note, it can easily translate it throughout the keyboard. However, the quality will not be very good. That's why you have to sample several notes. Not all of them, but several of them, to make it a more realistic sound. Another thing that I'm doing is that I'm using round robins. What are round robins? When I'm playing a note, because I'm a human being, I don't play the note every time the same. There are always small subtleties. Sometimes I play with my index finger, sometimes I play it with my middle finger, sometimes I even play it with my thumb. These produce different sounds. Even if I use the same finger, I will not 100% have the exact same sample, the exact same sound. It varies subtly. It varies in a very subtle way. That's why it's nice that we record several times the same note. I recorded 3 round robins. So that means the same note is recorded 3 times. There is another process in this sampling thing, which is the velocity layers. So when you play a note soft, is not the same as playing it loud. It's not just about increasing the volume. The sound wave changes. The timbre changes. The timbre is the color of the sound, is the characteristic of the sound. This will change if you play it loud or soft. So therefore, you also have to record the guitar in the soft volume and in the high volume. I did 3 velocity layers. For one single note, I have to do 3 velocity layers times 3 round robins for each. I have to record 9 samples. The more samples you record, the better. This library that I'm doing is quite easy and straightforward. I only sampled notes that have no vibrato, pretty much. And the guitar is a especially difficult instrument to sample because the sound on one string, it's not the same sound in another string. In this example, I'm playing the exact same note in 2 different strings. They sound completely different. However, in the keyboard, there is just one key for them. There is a way to get around this, which is by using another technique. Since this is my first official virtual instrument, I wanted to make as simple as possible so that I can learn the process. So after this tedious work of sampling all of the sounds, I finally can start inputting them into the software. I'm using the Native Instruments Kontakt 6 sampler. So this sampler, unfortunately, it's not available for free, but it has some nice capabilities and I wanted to learn them. By far the most difficult part of this job was to learn how to program this user interface. This you actually have to do it by programming, which is something that I was not experienced at. But luckily there are many YouTube tutorials, and in the description below I will link to the tutorial that helped me build this. After we have our instrument built, it is different to be playing in a church than to be playing in a studio. That's why I added 3 little knobs. One says reverb. That's one of the most important. Reverb is the echo that exists naturally in a room. A church has a very long reverberation. In this case, I did not record my guitar in a church. I recorded it in a very dry environment. So then we have to adjust the amount of reverb that we want to use in our instrument. And this is a matter of taste. The other 2 knobs are special effects that I found they would be nice. Chorus is an effect that basically doubles the audio signal, the chorus effect. It's the effect that you have when you have several people singing at the same time, instead of one person singing. When you take a singer and you put the chorus effect in it, it does not sound like an actual chorus, it sounds like the virtual imitation of a chorus. And this we can also use for instruments. Instead of having a guitar, you can have a chorus of guitars. And then you can dial to taste how much of this you want. A delay, like it says, it's a delayed signal. It's a signal that comes later than what is supposed to come. So it's like a very big echo. The reverberation is a very fast echo that exists naturally in a room. So a reverb is a natural thing. But the delay, it sounds much later, usually. And this repeated signal can have some transformations. You can experiment with this a lot to create fantastic and unexpected sounds. And that's it. I called it the Alklis classical guitar because my guitar is a Greek guitar by luthier Alkis Eftimiadis. He lives in Athens, Greece, where I bought it. My guitar was purchased in 2011 and this year is the 10-year anniversary of my guitar. So I thought it was appropriate to sample this instrument. To finish this video, I composed a song to demonstrate the potentials of the instrument. And I played the guitar with my keyboard.